Hey, it's your girl Barbie J. Welcome to my channel. Hey there, everybody. It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's other comedy, Zatima, Season 3, Episode 12, Tipping Point. And the synopsis for this episode reads, Zach copes with the fallout of his anger. Angela sees Belinda's true colors. Preston offers Zach his support. And Connie reveals a shocking revelation to Fatima. And baby, it is a shocker. So, before we get started, if you are new here or if you are returning and have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please take a moment right now. Hit that subscribe button. Help my channel grow for the holidays, y'all. That's all I'm asking. Then I ask that you hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you smash that like button, which is the thumbs up button. Write a comment and join the conversation and share because sharing is caring, y'all. So now the episode starts with Fatima getting home and Angela's with her and Fatima getting her bag and stuff. And Angela's like, what's up? What you doing? She said, I'm going to work. She said, but Fatima, Zach is in jail. She said, look, he caused this on his own. There ain't nothing I could do for you. Well, maybe you could talk to some attorney. She said, let Zach figure it out. He a grown behind man. And I said, more power to you, girl. You right about that. So as she said, Angela, go home and let me just go to work. Angela opened the door to go home, and who's there but Preston? Preston shows up, and Fatima gives him the attorney's number to get him in because he wants to go and see Zach and probably offer his help or something like that and let him know he's there for him. Which is, we all know Preston's so thoughtful and kind. I can't wait to the day when they have Preston tell somebody off. I would love to see that. Wouldn't y'all? Put that down in the comment section if y'all feel that way. How y'all think Preston would act if he went off on somebody? Anyway, he leaves out, and who's standing there but Bryce? Bryce and his nutty behind self. So Bryce is sitting there going, oh, I didn't know Zach was so violent to kill his brother. I saw the video, and I feel like it's my fault. Preston's like, say, what? It ain't even your fault. It ain't had nothing to do with you. Zach is a grown behind man. He made his choice. He did what he did. And that's it. Yeah, but I caused him so much stress with that whole money thing. He said, if you want to stand here and blame yourself, by all means, go ahead. But I'm telling you, it ain't got nothing to do with you. And then he told Bryce, no, he can't come with him. You know Zach don't want to see you. Bryce is insistent on going in there and pissing Zach off. And then even at the precinct when they get there, and Bryce is still trying to come up in there, and Preston said, why? So it could be a double homicide? What is wrong with Bryce? Bryce is like an idiot. He's like a child or something. I don't know what it is. So now we have the scene with Fatima. She's in her office and she calls Dr. Reed and informs him of what's going on with Zach. And Dr. Reed is a bit shocked. And he lets her know that he tried to talk to Zach yesterday. And she said, yeah, I tried to talk to him too. So he tells Fatima to try to process what happened and then told her he will meet and talk with her later on if she needs to just call. And she's like, okay. And then she hung up and said, oh my God, I got to go meet Angela. Meanwhile, at the precinct, we see Preston and Bryce talking, and Preston has to go and get processed. So Bryce decides to call Angela. Angela don't really want to talk to him. And he asks, can he come and talk to her later? And she's like, sure, okay, fine. But her facial expression is like, heck no, I really don't want to talk to you. So she hangs up with him, and Belinda walks over and they start discussing what happened with Zach and killing Jeremiah. And Belinda is like, oh, that nigga is in jail? Oh my goodness. And she starts smiling and stuff. And Angela's like, why are you smiling? She's like, ain't nothing. She said, somebody is dead. And she was like, okay, he was going to happen anyway. He was out in the streets. And Angela asked her, Belinda, are you the one that told Zach where Jeremiah was? She said, yeah, that he shouldn't have stole my money and all this stuff. So she is the one who contacted Zach to let him know. You see how messy she is? But she seemed to be smiling when she found out that Zach was in jail, like she's messing up his relationship with Fatima. That's how I took it. I don't know if the rest of y'all took it that way. Put it down in the comment section what y'all thought about that. But that's what I got from her when she started smiling after she said, oh, that nigga's in jail. Wow, that's messed up. You know what I mean? So Angela's like, I don't know why I'm staying friends with you. She said, I'm starting to see you like Fatima does. You like the drama. And at that point, Fatima walks in to the restaurant. And I'm sitting there going, Angela, why would you be sitting and drinking with Belinda when you know that Fatima was coming? So Belinda start with the, oh, Fatima, I'm sorry, that's what's happening with, and Angela's like, she don't want to hear it. Just get up and go, go, get up and go. Fatima gave her coat and basically looked at her like, get out of my face. And so Belinda rushed up out of there. So then Fatima sits down and she's talking with Angela and they talk a bit. And then the next thing you know, Fatima's asking Angela, why was Belinda here? But Angela didn't answer her. She's like, oh, you know how she is. She likes the drama and all that stuff. But no, you had to invite her and let her know she was going to be there. And you knew they was going to run into each other. You was being messy. If y'all ask me, Angela's being messy. If I knew I was meeting with Fatima, I would have no way been sitting there entertaining Belinda's nonsense. And I wonder if Angela's ever going to tell Fatima or any of those guys that Belinda was the one who told Zach where to find Jeremiah. So now we have Preston walking into the room where Zach is at the precinct. And Zach told him that he only agreed to talk to him for one reason, and that was to ask him to get all of his money from Bryce and give it to Fatima. And Preston said, okay, but then asked, shouldn't you save some of that for your defense? And Zach said, no, I did it when everyone told me not to, so I've got to live with it. And I said, he's absolutely right about that. Then Preston said he's not there to judge him. He said, good, because I'm not down for no judgment. Fatima already did that. He said, what did she say? He said, she asked me, was it worth it? And Preston said, and he said, I told her it was. And he said, it was not. You know it wasn't worth it. You know, look at where you at. Look at what's going on. I said, oh, look at Preston getting a little heated. He said, you know this wasn't worth it. And so Zach said, do you think I was wrong? And he said, hell yeah, I think he was wrong. And Zach said, I didn't know any other way. He said, I get it. But then he told Preston Fatima won't talk to him and asks when he calls him, can he go over there and give Fatima the phone? And Preston said, of course. Then told Zach, I got you. Zach said, I appreciate you. And then Preston left. So now we see Connie showing up to Zach and Fatima's house. She's knocking on the door and nobody answers. Then all of a sudden, between the bushes comes Deja. They not there. And she said, damn, what are you, the doorbell camera? I was laughing. And, you know, Deja, her nosy butt was sitting there going, you waiting for them? You want to know what happened? She said, no, because ain't none of my business. She said, well, you're going to be waiting for a long time and stuff. And then she told her that Zach got arrested for killing his brother. She said, what are you talking about? And she was like, yeah, the police came and got him yesterday, but they going to come get that biatch also, because that's who I was calling on and talking about Fatima. And so she was like, what? So then she goes to her car and she calls Tony and asks, you know, about what happened with Zach and Jeremiah. And he tells her what Deja just said. And Connie's like, I'm confused. And she says, you know what? I'll call you back later. And then Tony asked him, what's up? What's she saying? She says she's confused. So Mr. Tyrone started telling them they better be careful because they might catch a case too or something like that. But he was basically teasing them about how they got their behinds beat by Zach. And they was getting so tired of him, especially Nathan. Nathan was pissed. But hey, if you got whooped, you got whooped. That's what it is. So now back to Connie and her 1995 car that won't start. And it's still parked in front of Zach and Fatima's house. And Deja comes out. And so she asks Deja for a jump. But Deja says she can't. So Connie said, then why don't you just go your behind back in the house? And then Deja said, well, look, I can't give you no jump for that car. And then Preston comes around and she said, but my country boyfriend can. And so she asks Preston to help Connie. So Preston introduces himself and she says, Connie, he asks, are you a friend? She said, Zach's. And he said, I just saw him. She said, what, you did? Yeah, he's in jail. She said, that's what I heard. She said, I am so confused right now. She said, you think you could give me a jump? Because I really got to get out of here. So he said, let me go back to my car and get my cables. So then Fatima pulls up and Connie tells her she came to talk to Zach. And she said, he's not here. She said, yeah, she just told me, talking about Deja. And as Fatima was saying, I don't have time for this, Preston walks up with the phone and tells her he got Zach on the phone. And she looked at both of them and said, I don't want to talk to him. And she walked into the house. So then Connie said, can I talk to him? So Zach says, who's that? And Preston said, I think it's Connie. He said, yeah, put her on. So he tells her that his mother has to be buried and that Fatima probably won't want to do it. So I need you to get all the information from her and take care of it. And she said, okay, I'll do that. But she kept saying, how did this happen? I don't understand. But Zach didn't want to talk about it. So he brushed it off and said thanks and said, you got to talk to her for me or something like that. And she said, she don't even like me like that. He said, but I need you to talk to her. She said, okay, fine, whatever. So then they hung up. And then Preston said, I'll go get the cables and get your car started right away. And Connie goes back and tries to talk to Fatima. So she knocks on the door and Fatima opens it and it's like, what do you want, Connie? And she tells her she needs to talk to her. And she said, I really don't want to be talking. And she said, look, Zach asked me to find out the information and get it from you about his mother's burial and stuff so that I could take over. And she's like, what? He didn't think I would bury his mother? I think she took offense a little bit, but she was like, look, she said, well, we already paid for everything, just about. She said, just let me know what the balance is and I'll give you the rest. She said, that's okay. Preston got it. She's like, fine. She said, but just know that guy's a crook. She said, aren't they all? That's what Connie said, aren't they all? But anyway, Connie's trying to talk to Fatima, asking her, you going to just give up like that and all this stuff. But unfortunately, Fatima really wasn't trying to hear anything that Connie had to say. So she turns and was going back into the house. And Connie asks her to please take a ride with her real quick because something is not adding up. And she basically has to beg Fatima and then tells her not to ask any questions and she'll have her right back real quick because, Fatima was going to be meeting up with Dr. Reed. So Fatima said she'll drive because Connie's car might break down again. So anyway, she's like, don't say that just because she got a little bit of rust on her. But anyway, they get into the hospital and Fatima asks, why are we here? And Connie says, because she's confused about something. And Fatima asks, what is it? And Connie says, hold up. And then she goes over to an area and pulls the curtain back. And she points down and tells Fatima, look. And honey, child, when Fatima sees what's in the bed, she goes, what the hell? And we see Jeremiah in the bed, beat up, wearing a neck brace, but he's still alive. And that's how it ended. So y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about that, because that was a good ending for this episode. I enjoyed it, and I hope you did as well. So I will see you all in the next video. It's your girl Barbie J saying please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Happy holidays, season greetings to all of you. Peace.